Hello everyone, welcome to Unit 2, Descriptive Essays. After studying Unit 1 of Paragraph and Short Essay, you are now able to understand the similarities and differences between paragraphs and short essays, the qualities of a good paragraph and a short essay, such as unity and coherence, and some important knowledge of sentence writing. Today, we will move on to the first type of essays, which is descriptive essays. Please imagine you were in this place and answer the following questions. What can you see, hear, or smell? I hope you can list a number of items, sounds, and smells when looking at this photo. In order to describe the market in the photo effectively, we need to achieve the objectives of Unit 2. After this lesson, students will be able to recognize the organization and write an effective short essays. Identify and use specific vocabulary and structures to write a short descriptive essay. Like Unit 1, we will go through the following parts in Unit 2. Stimulating idea, brainstorming and outlining, developing your ideas and editing your writing. Let's start with the first part, stimulating ideas, in which we are going to explore the text How to Eat a Guava by reading, understanding and responding to the text. To understand the text better, let's do the reading comprehension exercise on the screen. Please write T for true and F for false for each statement. And now, can you answer the questions on the screen to get the details of the text? To answer these questions, you need to choose the words in the list that are used to describe the experience of eating a guava. After we have finished exploring a reading text, we now move to the second step of our writing process, which is also part 2 of Unit 2. We are going to firstly brainstorm, then study the organization of a descriptive essay before making an outline of the essay. Let's start with brainstorming ideas. Can you think about a popular food among young people? Identify words or phrases in the following list to put into the correct ideas. Let's continue with brainstorming vocabulary. You need to continue to think about pizza and identify what sense, taste, touch, smell, and sight the reader can use to understand the description of pizza. Let's continue with the organization of a descriptive essay. In a descriptive essay, a writer uses details to tell how a subject looks, sounds, smells, tastes, or feels to make the reader feel like responding to what he or she is reading. There are 3 parts in the essay. Number 1 is introduction. In the introduction, the hook introduces the object or event in the description and gets the reader's attention. The middle sentences provide the background. The thesis statement tells why the object described is important to the writer. The second part is body paragraphs. Most of the description is in the body paragraphs. Adjectives and adverbs make the experience more vivid. The scene is often described with prepositions and propositional phrases that specify location or position in space. Comparisons such as similars can make the writing more descriptive, familiar, and expressive. The last part is conclusion. The conclusion gives the writer's final opinion about the item described. Let's do some practice to help us understand the organization clearly. Let's read the essay and answer the questions below it. And now, let's read the essay, The Best Pizza in Town and Maybe the World again, and fill in the missing information in the outline below with suggested answers. I hope with this exercise, you can feel more certain about how to organize a descriptive essay. Let's move on to the next important part of the unit. To develop our ideas, we need to use different prepositional phrases, add details to sentences, and use similes. First, prepositional phrases. A prepositional phrase is made of a preposition and a noun phrase or pronoun. For example, here we can see with the water level or on the bay floor. Prepositional phrases are important in descriptive writing. They show the position, location, or direction of objects in space and in time. We can also use prepositional phrases to show manner or attitude. First, prepositional phrases show opinion and location, for example, on the right or in rows. Prepositional phrases also show direction, like on the water or across the street. Prepositional phrases show time, like at 6 in the morning, in that sweet moment, or on Thursday. Prepositional phrases also show manner or feeling, like in anticipation or with interest. And now, let's look at the following sentences. And identify prepositional phrases. Details tell what something looks like or how it sounds, feels, tastes, or smells. We can use nouns, adjectives, adverbs, and verbs to add details. The more specific the details are, the more effective and interesting the writing will be. Clear, specific details allow the reader to create a picture in his or her own mind of what is being described. Let's compare the general sentences on the left with ones on the right to see that the sentences with specific details are much better. Let's do an exercise by rewriting the sentences on the left. Please remember to use adjectives, nouns, verbs, and adverbs in your writing. Here are suggested answers with more adjectives and adverbs to modify the nouns or verb. Fruits now can be added with sweet, juicy, strawberries, right? And in the second example, work now is turned into worked quickly and silently. What about similes? Descriptive writing may use similes to make something seem more familiar or more creative. Similes make ideas easier to understand, and they can also express feelings. Similes are often used in literature and poetry. Look at the famous examples below by Shakespeare and Robert Burns. As for simile structure, a simile can use the preposition like and now or now phrase. For example, like a mop. Or a simile can also use as, and now or now phrases. This kind of similes also uses an adjective. For example, as clear as. Let's match parts of sentences together to see how similes can be used in description. To help us write better descriptive details, we need to have good vocabulary of descriptive adjectives, good understanding of adjective formation, and remember to describe our feelings. Order of adjectives is also a challenging point we need to go through in this unit. Let's start first with using adjectives in descriptive writing. Adjectives are words that describe nouns, people, places, and things. Adjectives appear in different positions in the sentence. Adjectives usually come after an article and before a noun. For example, the roasting sun. An adjective can also occur after some stative verbs such as appear, be, become, feel, look, or seem. For example, words sick and tired. Please remember to separate more than two adjectives with commas and the word and. Like in this example, we were excited, nervous, and anxious. Let's demonstrate our understanding by reading the sentences and identify the adjectives and the nouns they describe. And here are the keys. Adjectives can stay after a verb to modify the subject or before a noun to modify the noun. There are several ways to form adjectives. First, adjectives can be formed with verbs. Many of these adjectives are formed by adding ing to the verbs. For example, entertain, entertaining, excite, exciting. Second, the past particles of verbs can be functioned as an adjective. For example, break, broken, excite, excited. Nouns may also function as adjectives when they are used to describe or modify other nouns. They are called noun modifiers. For example, a shoe store. As I said before, describing feelings is highly important. We can use adjectives with ed and ing to describe feelings and emotions. The adjectives ending with ed, past particles, describe how people feel about something. The adjectives ending with ing describe the noun that causes the emotion or feeling. Last, when more than one adjective is used, the writer needs to be careful about the order of adjectives. Adjectives in English, when standing before a noun, should follow this order. The first kind of adjective is opinion. It should stay first. It is followed by adjectives describing size, age, shape, color, origin, materials, and purpose or kind. Let's look at the second example on the slide. My mother had a beautiful small antique Tahitian pearl necklace. So you can see that there are 5 adjectives here. The first one, beautiful, shows the quality. The second one, small, shows size. The third one, antique, shows age. Tahitian shows origin. And pearl shows material. That's all about descriptive essay. In summary, we have looked at a number of important points under rhetorical focus. We have studied the organization of a descriptive essay. Remember 3 important parts of a descriptive essay. In the introduction, a hook to attract the reader's attention, background information, and a thesis statement. And body paragraphs are the most important part with most of the description. In the body paragraphs, supporting sentences give some background information, descriptive details about the item, and more details about how the writer feels. And in the conclusion, the writer's final opinion about the item described. We have also been able to go through some language and grammatical rules in using adjectives, forming adjectives, using ing or ed adjectives to describe feelings, and ordering adjectives correctly. I believe if you can follow these instructions, your descriptions will be more specific, interesting, and friendly to your readers. Thank you for your listening and see you again in Unit 3.